Ladies and gentlemen, we are learning that a federal grand jury has just brought felony, that's two felony charges, and indicted Circuit Court Judge Hannah C. Dugan on two separate felony counts of obstruction of justice and allegedly helping an immigrant evade arrest. Honestly, folks, I believe she didn't do that. That's just my opinion. However, I believe that everyone should face crimes for which they've committed. That includes presidents, vice presidents, foreign government officials. Let's get into today's video reporting by NBC News. The article is titled Federal Grand Jury Indicts Milwaukee judge accused of obstructing immigration officials. And ladies and gentlemen, the article reads, a federal grand jury Tuesday indicted a Wisconsin judge arrested by FBI agents for allegedly obstructing government agents seeking to detain an undocumented immigrant. The two-page indictment accuses Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan of confronting members of Immigration and Customs Enforcement and falsely telling them they needed a judicial warrant to conduct their operation. It also accused her of directing the undocumented immigrant and his lawyer to exit through a separate door to sidestep federal agents. Dugan was arrested last month and charged with obstructing or impeding a proceeding before a department or agency of the United States and concealing an individual to prevent his discovery and concealing an individual to prevent his discovery and arrest. The maximum penalty for the counts is a total of 6 years in prison and up to $350,000 in fines. Dugan is scheduled to enter her plea to the charges Thursday morning. Quote, as she said after her unnecessary arrest, Dugan asserts her innocence and looks forward to being vindicated to in court. Judge Dugan asserts her innocence and looks forward to being vindicated in court. Correction, ladies and gentlemen. Dugan's arrest in April marked an intensification in the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration and its cracks on judges, sparking protests in Milwaukee. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do now is I want to read you the smidge that is not even able to probably hold up in court. And the reason why I say this, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the brief that is stated in this just 2-page indictment. The indictment is titled Court Order. Court Order. United States District Court, Eastern District of Wisconsin. United States of America Plaintiff v. Hannah Dugan, Defendant. Ladies and gentlemen, count 1 reads, the grand jury charges that on or about April 18, 2025, in the state and Eastern District of Wisconsin, Hannah C. Dugan knowingly concealed EFR, ladies and gentlemen, that is the victim, or the plaintiff that the federal agents were trying to arrest. A person for whose arrest a warrant in process had been issued so as to prevent the discovery and the arrest of EFR. Count. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to read count 2. The second and final count that she is being charged with. Count 2, ladies and gentlemen, reads, Hannah C. Dugan, ladies and gentlemen, did corruptly obstruct the due and proper administration of the law, confronting members ICE task force and falsely telling them they needed a judicial warrant to effectuate the arrest of EFR. Ladies and gentlemen, is this BS too smidge of indictments convincing you guys? Because it sure as hell is not convincing to me. And it sure as hell is not convincing to Glenn Kirshner, who is a 30-year former federal prosecutor, as well as an Army JAG attorney. If I'm solemnly not mistaken, he was an attorney for Army TJAGs. Continuing with the last brief smidge portion of the federal indictment. Upon learning that they had an administrative warrant for EFR's arrest, directing ICE task force to go to the chief judge's office, directing EFR and his attorney to exit courtroom 615 through a non-public jury door. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before the beginning of the video, all this is just bullshit. And a bunch of chopped up charges that Donald Trump, his lackeys, and Pam Bondi, as well as Patel, the three criminal accomplices, two criminal accomplices to Donald Trump, and their illegal, corrupt scheme to crack down on federal judges, as opposed to a violation of the separation of powers. A couple takeaways from today's video. One of them in particular. One, no matter who you are, you should be prosecuted for crimes that you commit while in office. That includes presidents, judges, attorneys, attorney generals, solicitor generals, and so on and so forth, including number 6, police officers, and number 7, federal police officers, such as the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to go well for Trump and his band of misfits, cronies, and accomplices and henchmen. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's, for this legal breaking reporting. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen, please, firstly, like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting, please consider hitting the bell icon as well as the all notifications option. The bell icon is located directly beneath the screen here on the right hand side of the subscribe button. It does not cost anything whatsoever. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to make sure you never miss a brand new legal breaking reporting on the side of politics, please consider following me as well on my social medias that'll be linked down below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. There, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will be updated almost instantly of when I post a legal breaking analysis reporting videos and analysis updates to the YouTube channel. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the overall channel goal of 160 plus subscribers, and then 170 subscribers plus. The reason why I am saying 160 subscribers plus and then 170 subscribers plus, ladies and gentlemen, is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers plus, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve. Right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers, and then right after we reach the 170 subscriber goal for the channel, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 170 subscribers for the channel. We are exactly one, last I checked, away from 170 subscribers. That's one subscriber away from 170 subscribers. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, until my next legal breaking reporting and legal breaking analysis video and update, please consider, please stay safe, even though I know it's hard for some of you, the majority of you, at times, unfortunately, to stay positive during these unfortunate illegal induced darkness times caused by the illegal, unconstitutional Trump administration, Trump regime. And stay safe as best you can. And know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law eventually, despite Donald Trump and his illegal, unconstitutional regime and administration's illegal executive orders and illegal actions and illegal behaviors. And until my next legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys in the next legal breaking reporting.